What if I told you there is a temple where the very air you breathe carries the presence of Lord Shiva? A sanctum so still that not even the faintest breeze can be felt, and yet a sacred lamp flickers endlessly, as if moved by an unseen breath. Untouched by time, defying reason, it stands as a silent proof that the divine is alive. This is Sri Kalahasti, the Dakshina Kashi, the temple where Vayu or air itself worships Lord Shiva. Here, every stone, every whisper of wind carries a message. Return to your breath, and you return to yourself. And in this temple of Vayu Tatva, the legends of saints, serpents, and even a humble spider reminds us that devotion is not just an offering, it is the very force that leads to liberation. Through this series, we have journeyed across the sacred Panchabhuta Sthalams, the 5 elemental abodes of Lord Shiva: earth at Ekampareshwara Temple, Kanchipuram; water at Jambugeshwara Temple, Thiruvannaikaval; fire at Thiruvannamalai Arunachaleshwara Temple; space at Chidambaram Natarajar Temple. And now we arrive at the 4th element, air or Vayu, completing this divine pilgrimage through the 5 elements of creation. But in this series, we did not merely speak about the temple legends and historical facts. We also explored the deeper dimensions hidden within these shrines. How each Panchabhuta Sthalam is not just a place of worship, but a portal that reveals profound truths of our inner spiritual journey. And today, in this special concluding episode, we step into Sri Kalahasti, where Shiva breathes as the very Vayu Tatva corresponding to the Anahata or heart chakra. All Panchabhuta temples guide us to realize the truest sense of our own self. Among them, Sri Kalahasti stands unique. Here, Lord Shiva is worshipped as Kalahasteeswara, the embodiment of Vayu Tatva, the element of air. This makes it one of the rarest shrines dedicated to Vayudeva. The temple is located in the town of Sri Kalahasti, Andhra Pradesh, and is deeply revered for another reason. It is associated with Rahu and Ketu. Devotees flock here to seek relief from troubled astrological placements, and unlike most temples, its door remain open even during solar and lunar eclipses. The temple's origins trace back to the Pallava dynasty in the 5th century, later expanded and renovated by the mighty Cholas and the Vijayanagara king. Within its sanctum lies the sacred Vayu Lingam, a self-manifested or Swayambhu Lingam of Shiva in dazzling white stone. The Divine Mother is worshipped here as Jnana Prasannambika Devi, the bestower of supreme knowledge, making this temple a Jnana Shakti Peetam. Though the sanctum lies deep within multiple layers of walls, there is a mysterious lamp inside, the Vayu Deepam. Even in the still air of the Garbhagriha, this lamp flickers constantly, a living testimony to the presence of Vayu Tatva. Remarkably, the main Moolavar Lingam is never touched by human hands, not even the priest. Instead, all Abhishekam rituals are performed only on the Utsava Murti. Sri Kalahasti is also revered as Dakshina Kashi, the Kashi of the south. It was here that Lord Shiva relieved the curse of the great Tamil poet Nakkirar. The holy Swarnamukhi river, which flows northward like the Ganga, symbolizes the upward spiritual journey of the soul, rising from the Mooladhara to the Sahasrara, returning back to the very source. Not far from the main shrine, atop a small hill, stands a temple dedicated to the legendary saint Kannappa. Here, the sincere hunter Tinna was transformed into Kannappa Nayanar, one of the 63 Saiva saints. When the eyes of the lingam appeared damaged, Kannappa offered his own eyes to restore them. With one eye already sacrificed, he prepared to pluck out the other. At that very moment, the merciful Lord Shiva appeared, stopped him, and granted him eternal liberation. This timeless episode, which we will explore in detail in our Nayanmar series, shows us the highest value of complete and fearless surrender to Lord Shiva. To explore our Nayanmar series, you can check the link in the description. The very name Sri Kalahasti carries within it another fascinating legend. It arises from the devotion of three unlikely beings: a spider, that is Sri, a serpent, that is Kala, and an elephant, that is Hasti, each offering worship in its own way. In the Krita Yuga, a humble spider dwelt inside the sanctum, weaving intricate webs as offering to Shiva. When the altar flames once threatened to destroy its creation, the spider rushed forward, ready to swallow the fire and sacrifice its own life. This incident symbolizes how, when one's ego is sacrificed, can lead that soul to divine. Moved by this rare devotion, Lord Shiva appeared and blessed it with moksha, the eternal union with him. In the Treta Yuga, a cobra worshipped Lord Shiva by placing rare Nagamani gems upon the linga. But soon, an elephant too began worshipping here, purifying the shrine with the sacred water from the Swarnamukhi river and adorning with leaves and flowers. Each time, the elephant's offering displaced the cobra's gems. Enraged, the serpent vowed to stop the intruder. One day, when the elephant returned, the cobra slithered into its trunk and struck with venom. In its pain, the elephant dashed itself against a stone altar, crushing both itself and the serpent. Their deaths, however, were not in vain. Seeing the intensity of their devotion, Lord Shiva appeared, blessed both, and granted them liberation. Even today, the Vayu Lingam preserves the sacred memory. At its base, a spider is etched. At the center, two elephant tusks, and at the top, a five-headed serpent symbolizes the five elements. These marks remain as eternal reminders that true love for the divine transcends life itself. If we look closer, the legends of Sri Kalahasti, especially as one of the Panchabhuta Sthalams, are not just stories. They carry decoded symbolisms pointing to higher truths. These temples are not merely places of worship, but portals to deeper realms of consciousness. What I share now is my own perception, and I invite you to share yours in the comments. All three creatures, the spider, the cobra, and the elephant, worshipped in their own unique ways, and each finally attained liberation. This is a reflection of the ultimate goal of life: to realize the self and to merge into the divine. No wonder the preceding deity here, Sri Kalahasteeswara, is hailed as the one who grants liberation to sincere seekers. The spider mirrors the slow, steady movement of prana. Just as the spider spins its web patiently, step by step, so too does our life force rises upwards through sincere discipline and steady effort. In the same way, over many lifetimes of sadhana, nothing is wasted. Every act of devotion builds towards liberation. In truth, aren't we all spiders ourselves, weaving the web of our spiritual journey across countless births? The cobra symbolizes the kundalini Shakti, the latent power of consciousness hidden in the depths of our being, just like a serpent in the earth. Its movement is subtle and unseen. Many times, as seekers, we wonder, am I really making progress? I've practiced for years, yet I see no visible changes. But just as the cobra's presence is felt without being seen, so too the prana silently paces the three granthis and awakens the chakras until it finally merges with the Shiva at the Sahasrakamala. The elephant represents the mind, powerful yet restless and wandering. That is why the iconography of many deities, especially goddesses, are shown holding the Ankusha, the elephant goad, to discipline the mind, cut through the worldly attachments, and redirect the seeker firmly on the path to union with the divine. Thus, through the spider, the serpent, and the elephant, Sri Kalahasti whispers to us that discipline, mastery of mind, and subtle progress will lead us to liberation. The essence of Vayu Tatva is deeply linked to prana, the life force, and prana in turn is inseparably connected to the mind. When prana is regulated through yogic techniques such as Kriya Yoga or Vasi Yoga, the restless mind gradually becomes calm, moving toward a state of thoughtless stillness. And it also works the other way. When the mind is disciplined through meditation, prana too begins to flow in harmony. Whichever method one chooses, the ultimate purpose is the same: to prepare the seeker for the union with the divine. Even the legends of this temple point to this truth. It is said that Lord Vayu himself performed Tapasya here to attain Lord Shiva. This hints at our own inner journey, how the Vayu within us, the breath and prana, must perform penance until it merges with Shiva. Similarly, the Divine Mother here performed penance to unite with Lord Shiva. Just as in other Panchabhuta Sthalams, this too symbolizes the soul's journey towards the Supreme. Mastery over Vayu Tatva is set to grant extraordinary gifts: the ability to perceive the past, present, and future, fulfillment of all desires, contact with higher astral beings, power of psychic healing, and above all, an unshakable state of inner peace, harmony, and compassion. Thus, Sri Kalahasti is not just a temple, it is the sacred breath of divinity. Here, you don't merely worship, you feel, you breathe, and you experience the living presence of Shiva in the very air around you. In a world overflowing with noise, distractions, and chaos, this ancient shrine whispers a simple yet profound truth. Return to your breath, and you return to yourself. Whether one comes here seeking relief from worldly struggles or yearning for the highest spiritual wisdom, Sri Kalahasti stands as a beacon, a temple that offers something to everyone, guiding each soul towards their own journey. With Sri Kalahasti, our journey through the Panchabhuta Sthalams comes full circle. From earth at Kanchipuram, which grounds us in stability, to water at Jambugeshwara, which purifies and flows, to fire at Trivannamalai, which burns away our ignorance, to space at Chidambaram, which reveals the vastness of the self, and now to air at Sri Kalahasti, which awakens the sacred breath of life itself. Together, these temples are not just marvels of history, they are the living portals. Each one teaches us that the five elements we worship outside are also the elements we must master within. And when the five elements are harmonized within, the seeker awakens to the ultimate truth. Shiva is not somewhere else. Shiva is the very essence of our own being. So, as we close this series, let this message echo. Return to your breath, return to the elements, and ultimately return to your original self. If this video touched you, give it a like and do explore the full Panchabhuta playlist linked below. Each episode carries its own treasure of wisdom. And do share in the comments which of the 5 temples resonated with you the most and why. And if you found meaning here, support this journey by sharing and subscribing so that these timeless truths may reach more seekers like you. Thanks for watching.